Good crowd tonight, and we welcome you here. I'd like to call our meeting to order and ask you to stand for the invocation by Ms. Hood and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for this day. We thank you for each one who has come here. We pray that you give us guidance tonight and help us to make the decisions that is the best for the district. In your name we pray.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Hood. Our next item is approval of tonight's agenda, and I will need a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wilson, do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Ellison, any discussion? Hearing none, we're ready to vote. All those in favor, show it by the uplifted hand. Our next item is approval of our July 28th meeting, the minutes. Do I have a motion that we approve these if you don't find any corrections or additions?
I so moved.
Mr. Carr, do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Hood? All those in favor, show it by the uplifted hand. Okay, Dr. Young, do you have any recognitions, any press, or?
I do not think we have any press over there, but we do have a lot of folks that we're going to be recognizing tonight. I'm going to start by introducing Representative Chris Huff, who has a special presentation for Palmetto Middle School.
Thank you all for giving us this opportunity. It's my honor and privilege to be here today. In my previous life, I was a minister over here in the community for quite a while and did quite a few funerals. And aside from doing a funeral for my own grandfather, grandmother, and the like, there was no service that I ever participated in any harder, any tougher to take place in than the one that we are going to speak about tonight. Austin Smith was growing up there in our community. A little bitty type when I met him. Was the same age as my boys. Multiple days they were on the playground there behind our house, playing together. I got to see him and his mom interact. I got to see what he meant to her, and more especially what she meant to him. And I saw that firsthand. Now I know I'm talking to the choir when I say 2020 had some devastating effects on many lives. And many of you in this room lived that firsthand like many of the rest of us. We all experienced stuff that none of us want to relive, none of us want to have to experience again. And quite honestly, it changed our community probably for generations because of things that were missed out during that time for many people. Some of the negative consequences that we saw in that time was we saw a huge escalation in suicide. And what happened was people that were used to being part of community became isolated. And they didn't know how to deal with it. They felt alone. And when we isolate and we get alone, sometimes not so great things start to pervade our thoughts. And we make decisions that we don't really comprehend at the time, maybe. We don't really think through. And that was the situation with Austin. And in a split second, not only did he change obviously the direction of his own life, but the life of all those around him. I'm here today to recognize Palmetto Middle School. You're welcome to come up here with me as I do so. But we also have his mom here with us and her husband. Chrissy, my prayers are still with you. I know this has been a tough road. I've watched you through a lot of it. Not only have I done funerals, I've done weddings for the family. So it hasn't all been sad. But you guys came together and you did a great thing for suicide awareness. And you did it in honor of Austin. And so we have a resolution from the House. And I'll read just a brief snippet of it here. It says, to commend Palmetto Middle School. Got plastic on it, it's hard to read, sorry. For its institution of You Matter Day in memory of Austin Smith, a former 7th grade student at Palmetto Middle, in order to raise suicide awareness among students and assure them that their lives matter in this world. Now, Chrissy has taken on that purpose, and she works to that stead in multiple facets to try to bring awareness to this so that hopefully other families, other mothers won't have to deal with the same loss and the same pain that she has been through now for so long. But you guys did a great thing, and I want to commend you for that. Representative Sanders, I apologize for his absence. We were in Columbia, and I got leave so that I could be here and present this to you guys for the school. Get whoever you want up here. You guys come up here.
All
right.
These are Austin's teachers. They're here tonight.
Yeah. These are people that impacted his life and are still here in honor. So everybody come up here and get your photo. All right. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
And I don't know if you caught that little snippet that Representative Huff just said, but he had to get special permission because the House got called down to Columbia today, and he had to get special permission to leave early to come make this presentation. So thank you so much for
Yeah, I left Blake down there. I told him I'm out.
But thank you for
I'm headed to
making
Oconee
time.
right now for another event that we got going on. So I thank y'all for letting me be here, but understand why I'm leaving. It's a busy schedule. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
And I guess there's no easy way to transition from that, but thank y'all for Mr. McCall and your team for being here tonight. But I am going to turn it over to Mr. Moore because we do have some other recognitions that we want to.
We have a lot, Dr. Young. We do, and that's a great thing. Good evening, everybody. It's always an honor to certainly recognize students and their teachers, and so we have a mixture of both today that we want to recognize and really just do our due diligence to ensure that these people feel honored. And so first thing I want to do is honor some students and a teacher. So Ms. Weatherford at Wren High School, and then so I get this right, Ms. Weatherford, I type this out, so we're going to be right about this. So we have a student in our midst, Cameron, who's going to be a senior at Wren, who is also now going to serve as the FCCLA first vice president. And they presented in Washington, D.C. And they were part of a lily pad. Lily pad is where they design, build, and maintain a room at Pickens County DSS. And they took such great pride in that they actually won gold. And so this is really a tremendous national honor to be able to be recognized in this way. And so, Cameron, we want to recognize you and Ms. Weatherford. If you don't mind coming up, and we'll take a picture. How about a big round of applause?
Y'all want to come a little bit more front this way. Yep. You tell us where to stand. Yep. Oh, okay.
I'm going to move the other way. What's the FCC stand?
FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. It is, if you're really old like me, it used to be Future Homemakers of America, but it's, of course, we've changed our name, so that's the updated name. So Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. Thank you.
One of the things that we get to do, one of the fun things that we get to do is recognize some incredible educators in Anderson 1. We have many. And so to do that, one of the things we do, as you probably well know, is we have our opening meeting in front of everybody, and we really just make that all about our teachers. And so we get to recognize some special teachers that have been recognized in front of their peers, but we do so in front of our board tonight. So we're going to start with our support staff of the year from Wren Middle School, Wendy Cuson. We have our induction teacher of the year from Wren High School, Miss Savannah Sheely. And representing our district as our district teacher of the year, Maggie Burdick from Spearman Elementary School. For this, we would love the entire board to come and take a picture with these wonderful teachers.
Everybody ready? Thank you.
Last but certainly not least, in our instructional report that you don't have to stick around for, but it's going to be a really positive one, we are going to share the results of state testing. And we are going to really talk about the tremendous consistency that Anderson 1 displayed third through high school. And across the board, it truly is incredible. And we have a group of teachers, a team of teachers who collectively, well, they're number one in the state. And when we talk about being top 4, top 5, we celebrate that, and we do a lot of that. But when we talk about being number 1, well, that's just a different level. And so we have Algebra 1 teachers here from our 3 high schools. And I think I'm right. I've looked at a lot of data recently. 87%, I think, in that range collectively in terms of proficiency, which is top in the state of South Carolina this year. So I want to just call out their names, and we'll have the collective group come up. We made a banner, but we are going to proudly hold on to this and keep it so you don't get to take it with you. There's just one because we want to display that. So with that, let me call out names, and we'll have everybody join us for a picture. From Powdersville High School, Ms. Smith, Mr. Carter, Ms. Baumgartner. From Palmetto High School, Ms. Duffy, Mr. Halgren. Also want to give a special shout out as well to Lisa Houston, who's worked with this group of folks. She's up taking care of some grandchildren right now, some twins as I understand it. And then at Wren High School, I guess, so here we go. At Wren High School, we have Miss Boyd, Mr. Brockett, Ms. Hanks, Mrs. Imperati, Mr. Benson, Mr. Lynn, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Simpson, and Miss Ashley. So Dr. Whitfield was part of that, as I do recall.
And everybody teaching it.
That's right. There was some genius behind it, right? So first of all, from us and our district office staff, thank you, because you work really hard. This just doesn't happen, so we're grateful. So we can give them a big round of applause and then invite them up. All right, we'd love for those teachers that are with us to come and take a picture.
We have Double
Lower
up.
down to the end.
Somebody like the.
You get one like that, right? I get what you got. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Last but certainly not least, we have one more recognition, and I got some pictures I want to put up. But Mr. Vic Presley, will you come forward, please? So Mr. Vic is one of these behind-the-scenes heroes in Anderson One that you can catch him in one of our buildings at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, making sure that floors look like that. He works. I don't know how many hours in the summer he works, but Mr. Vic takes care of all of our custodians in Anderson School District 1. And over the summer is the time where we're stripping floors and waxing floors and going above and beyond. But the cooler thing about Mr. Vic is not just how great the floors look. Mr. Vic's one of these people that he truly loves the staff and the students of Anderson 1. He will tirelessly pray for the good things that happen in our schools. He's a man of faith that truly takes care of his staff. And so more importantly than how great our schools look, we just appreciate you and all you do for Anderson 1. So thank you for your hard work and dedication. And here's a gift just to say thank you for all you do for Anderson 1.
Thank you.
Sir, appreciate you. Thanks for coming in my life. Thank you. You can't trust me with the clicker. I always leave it across the room, so I gotta get it back right. So that is all of our recognitions this evening, and I think for the first time I can remember, we do not have any new staff to introduce to you all.
Nice quiet August.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. We still have a few days left.
I want to thank all y'all for coming. You can go at this time unless you'd like to stay for our board meeting, but it's up to you. But thank you so much for coming.
I might be a bit with Palmetto, right? He's a Mustang,
You can't leave us. Okay, come back here.
Okay, Dr. Hill, you want to move ahead to item number 7, the superintendent's report?
Ms. Upton, before we start the financial report, I want to point out that Ms. Durham and I have been talking through a way to kind of make it a little easier to see everything in a snapshot. So what you have on the first couple of pages is a one-pager that kind of has everything you all need to know without having to flip through all the information. So I'm going to let Ms. Durham kind of talk through what you're looking at on the first couple of pages, and then you still have all of your information in your packet if you want to see the detailed information. But this is a good snapshot that has all the big ticket items for you.
Okay, so on our first page is your revenue and expenditures. And I just want to point out this period, our revenues aren't coming in very strong yet, but they will. So this month we collected $6,593,510. And then again on expense wise, July is a very low expenditure month because we don't have a huge staff to pay. It's only the 220s and 240s and 260s. So in July, our expenses were $2,916,364. On the next page, the one thing I wanted, there was a couple things I want to bring to your attention. In the top little box, we want to talk about the investments. These investments are in CDs through the MBS Securities company. We have $10,744,910.58 currently in CDs. We had a little over $900,000 that of CDs that had matured, and we just recently got those going again with an interest rate of somewhere between 4.25 and 4.45. So this month in July, we received $24,389.34 in interest on those CDs. And our estimated annual revenue will be right at $290,000. So on building fund, we're just representing this in a little bit of a different way because 502 is going away. We started the month at $21,485,810.62. We had revenue of $60,095.19. All of that was interest. We had expenses of $3,211,011.46. The large chunk of that is the Oak Hill finally getting paid out, which puts us at a cash position at $18,334,894.35. So right below that, you see your obligated funds that we have. We have $7,938,785.84 in encumbrances, and then we have retainage to pay out. 90% of it is for Oak Hill of $2,550,846.73, which puts us at $10,489,632 for obligated funds, which then puts us at a $7,845,261 of cash not obligated. Right below that, we put on there that we have the 8% GO bonds getting ready to be sold. They're going to be sold on September 1st. Dr. Young and I went last week and got that approved by the county board. And so of that, we already have some HVAC needs and some roofing needs that we know that we need to take care of. And then over on the right-hand side, I want to draw your attention to a couple of needs that we know that we're going to budget for this year for out of local option of sales tax. And that's some technology, another activity bus, and some maintenance repairs. And just FYI, we did not receive any local option sales tax this month, but we did receive the final June for 2026 today. So it'll be on there for next month.
And one other thing with the financial report to point out, when we were going through the budget process in March, April, and May, we talked about exploring all the ways to maximize our revenue. We are currently in a bid process for our banking services, and one of the key things that we're looking at is the investment opportunities and best ways to capitalize on our investments. So that's something we're taking into big consideration because we want to make sure that we are maximizing every potential opportunity. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. But if you have any questions on anything as you look through this over the next few weeks, please feel free to reach out to me or Ms. Durham, and we will get you what you need. And also give us feedback on this format to be able to see what you need rather than have to flip through everything at a meeting. So thank you, Ms. Durham.
Why is Palmetto Middle's school cash account so lopsided?
Well,
one of the
it's a very delicate subject. But I mean, it's typically one of the schools that struggles the most, to be perfectly honest. They don't get the cash revenue in. They have a large population of poverty, and they don't receive the school fees like the other schools do. Then they also don't have the fundraisers and that sort of thing that the other schools have. And so it's something that Dr. Young and I look at almost on a monthly basis and try to see what we can do to help them. And that is one of my big goals, is to help get their cash balance up to reasonable amount.
Now, I understand that, but if you look at Wren Elementary's at 55, and I compare that to Cedar Grove at 46, that doesn't add up. So I'm not complaining, I just don't know if we need to make a better
Well,
effort to
and-
raise money at Powell Mountain Middle or
and
what.
some
I
of that
really do
is some
think
of the
that they really
front-
could use some help, yeah.
Some of that is also some of the front end costs that Mr. McCauley and his team allocate to getting athletics started here at the beginning of the school year, so some of that's pulled out. But that is one of the things that we're working at to make sure that they have the same opportunities, and we help fund anything that they need, so they've got access to stuff. But agree, that's one of the things we need to keep looking at.
Okay, you want,
Any other questions, please feel free to reach out. Next, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Moore for the instructional report.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It was great to celebrate our Algebra 1, and I thought that was a great way to segue into the instructional report today. One thing that I do want to share with our board is that we have started our A1 lead meetings. This was, I think, a huge success last year, where we meet once a month with not only administrators, but now pulling in teacher leadership, and we learn together, and then they take that back with like an action plan to deliver back at their school. And we had our first one just last week. Of course, you see where we are. It is wonderful to have a space like this to just learn and work together like we did at Oak Hill Conference Center. So just wanted to share that with you. So we do have a lot of information out there already, but we wanted to talk about that because I think when we talk about tradition of excellence, one of the things we can also talk about is consistency. And so I want to share the results of our state testing that clearly have been made available to the public, but it's worth talking about. So I want to start with high school because I think that's really important. So we have those 4 key areas that are tested, and of course test, Algebra 1, Biology, English 2, and U.S. History. And you see the percentage when we go, this is a percentage of proficiency, so A, B's, and C's, not passing, which is A, B, C's, and D's. And you can see the percentages there, but most importantly, you can see relative to peers across the state that we're in the top 4 in each of those categories, which is phenomenal. Of course, we highlighted Algebra 1, and they really have, I think, modeled that essence of like working together as a team, and it shows, it pays off. But this is tremendous for our high schools. And it also, I think, is a call that we clearly have work to do as well. And so we look forward to tackling that, but we want to celebrate high schools with that. The state has a North Star, and Dr. Young's talked about that with all of us, that we have a North Star in Anderson 1, but the state's North Star was getting students to proficiency, and they came up with this metric of 75% by 2030. And so keeping that in mind, one of the things that I wanted to share is our SC Ready ELA proficiency performance. And so you can see in grades 3, 4, and 5, or 3rd through 5th collectively, we've already met and exceeded the state's goal for 2030. And you can see where we rank in the state. Also, it really was a great year for middle schools. Not quite collectively at 75%, but they're still well above 70, and you can see where they rank again collectively across the state. This is comparing us against all the public school districts in the state of South Carolina. So this is phenomenal consistency from 3rd to 8th grade in ELA proficiency. We're really proud of that. Math, last year I was presenting to you and I was sharing with you that while we were still solid, we had dropped a little bit, especially at the elementary level. We were 8th, 9th, 7th in a couple of places, and we're really proud to say that we tackled that. And one of the things that we noticed is elementary back in that top 5 category. As a matter of fact, 3rd through 8th, the majority of our grade levels were in the top 5 in terms of proficiency, 3rd through 8th grade math. 6th grade, as I understand, as I talk to colleagues around the state, seemed to be an area that people put a star beside. So we need to investigate that. We need to look into that. We had a new iteration of math standards, and 6th grade seemed to be an area of some concern. So, but still very proud of the tremendous consistency and success that we experienced in math. And then we don't want to forget science. And so we also did very well in science. A big shout out on the elementary end to Spearman that continues to always win the Who Won award for our elementary schools with science. And then our 6th grade science teachers do a phenomenal job, 3rd in the state. So when you look at that, in my opinion, collectively, we're talking third through graduating high school and EOCs. You send a student to Anderson School District 1, you're in the top 3 to 5 in most categories in terms of proficiency. And I think that speaks volumes about our board and the conditions that you create for us. And it speaks volumes about our teachers and the job that they do in the classroom, and then our community. And we're just really proud of all those folks for coming together to support our students. We want you to know we made it a goal for the instructional team to continue to go out and do a better job of celebrating. So we have been on the road with crumble cookies, and we are presenting about 40,000 calories per team to celebrate. That's probably underestimated.
Yeah.
But you can just see, Red High School, Pine Middle School. This is Mr. White celebrating a 4th grade team that had some of the highest growth in proficiency in 4th grade at Cedar Grove. So we just want you to know that we're celebrating our folks, and that's what we need you would want us to do. And we've really enjoyed doing that. So we're putting the miles on the vehicle, and we're really celebrating our teachers for their hard work. And with that, I believe that's all that I have. If you have any questions, if not, thank you.
Good job.
Yes, very good job, thank you. Okay, you ready?
Yep, next, Dr. Whitfield with student nutrition.
Well, good evening. So overall, meal participation has slightly declined. It's declined 1.8%, and that's primarily because lunch counts have decreased 3.5% overall. The good news is we got a lot of kids eating breakfast. So breakfast has increased 1.8%, and so that's we're up about $13,000 from last year. And so student lunch sales have declined by about $18,000, and so Mr. Dobkins and his team, they're focusing on food quality, menu variety, and customer service to try to increase the decline. But I do want to tell you, if you're wondering maybe some additional things why, despite fewer meals being served, total revenue has increased 1.4%, and that's largely due to USDA reimbursement rates and meal prices that the meals have increased. So, any questions?
I just know one of your predecessors who was in your role came up with an idea to go get a Big Mouth pizza, and eventually he got the superintendent job. So you got to figure that out.
Yes, sir. I'm not gunning for his job by any means, but yes, we are having conversations about what we can do to increase meal participation.
That was Mr. Bennett's.
Yeah.
Dr. Whitfield's put down some smart mouth pizzas in his day.
Maybe.
Are the free lunches and breakfasts being served at any of the schools this year?
So yes, ma'am.
I mean, I know they're free if they apply.
Yes, ma'am.
But does every student get it free?
Not every student. So it's kind of based on poverty levels, in communities or at the schools, and so some schools do qualify for free lunch as a whole, but some of our schools that are more affluent don't quite qualify for that, and it would actually for us to pay for meals for all of our students, it'd be about an additional $1.2 million to do that across the board. So, yes, ma'am.
Everyone in the Palmetto area gets free breakfast and lunch.
Okay, so they still do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the times I've eaten at our cafeterias is always really good. So
I will pass that along, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Dr. Whitfield. You want to go ahead with policies now?
Yes, ma'am, I can. So tonight I'm presenting the following for board consideration and first reading. This is going to be policy IKC, which is class ranking. And then we also have, along with that policy, administrative rule IKC-R, also class ranking. And so back in 2022, when the state adopted the uniform grading policy, there were revisions to class rank and alignments that we had to make. And honestly, this policy should have been changed then. And so we've just basically adopted similar language there, especially as it relates to like valedictorian, salutatorian selection. That's all consistent with policy IKA, if you want to reference that one. GPA calculations, honor graduate designations, those are all aligned to IKA as well. And so the only information that we included in this, because it has changed a lot over the years, is just information regarding early graduates, and that's all aligned to the South Carolina Department of Education guidance. So that's all kind of consistent with what, the language that pertains to early graduates. So if you look over it, and I will obviously present this for second reading next month, but if you look over it and have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you about the policy.
I should know the answer to this, but I mean, certain courses have higher rating.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, you kind of cruise through and get a 5.0 versus someone that's taking more advanced stuff and gets a
yes, sir.
4.8. I mean, that's,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like your IB and AP classes, those are going to, if you get I wouldn't get 100 in those, you might, Mr. Wilson, but, those.
Chat GPT, man.
Yeah. So those carry a 6.0. Honors, 100 is a 5.5, and then CP is a 5.0. So,
okay.
Yep. Sir? Yeah. But good question.
Thanks, Dr. Whitfield. And you've got a month now to call and talk to him if you
Yeah,
have any
yeah.
suggestions.
Anytime.
Okay, you want to move next, Dr. Whitfield, to the parent organizations booster club forms?
Yes, ma'am. And I came prepared this time, Ms. Upton. I got all the names of them too for you. So, I'm asking for board consideration and approval of the required forms that have been submitted for the following schools. That would be Wren Middle School PTSO, Hunt Meadow Elementary PTO, Palmetto Elementary School PTO, and then we have the Powdersville High School Band Booster Club.
Okay, you've heard Dr. Whitfield's recommendation that we approve the list that he just said. Do you have a motion?
I do so motion.
Dr. Neal, do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Burgess, any discussion? All those in favor, please show it by the updated hand. Okay, next item. Thank you, Dr. Whitfield.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I just wanted to update you on a couple things with our construction and safety. First, all of our Raptor wearable badges have been distributed to all staff. So every one of our staff members, Dr. Whitfield's worked with our technology department to make sure that happened, and so all of those have been distributed as of this week. And also the county emergency simulation is coming up on October 9th. Anything you wanted to say about the October 9th date?
We have one more scheduling meeting in August, and that's at New Spring, which will, a big part of what we'll do from a school standpoint. Law enforcement will do a lot of the operation at Powdersville High. That's the school we designated with Anderson Emergency Management. But the reunification site will be New Spring. So that meeting is at New Spring, so we can kind of walk through that process with them, kind of look at the spaces, and I promise we'll be prepared. I mean, we pray that this never happens, but we're gonna make sure that we get to walk through that process on October 9th.
Another thing that's come up with safety is traffic around Powdersville Middle School. So one of the things that we thought we had a solution to get us through this current school year at Powdersville Middle, but the traffic has just continued to increase around there. So we've already met with engineers about adding a car line. That's right there at the corner of Havard Way and Row Road, where we can kind of increase some of the stacking to get cars off of Row Road and hopefully get them off of 153. But I will say the feedback we've gotten from people is that the crossing guard, Miss Lynn, that's been there at the exit. She's a game changer there, and so some of you may remember her if you had kids come through Wren, or even when you were at Wren Elementary School. She was at Wren for a while, so I don't know what you did, but you got her to come. You pulled a Hall of Famer out of the bullpen and got her to come help us out. So
I can't take care of it.
but it's been a game changer there, especially in the afternoon. So we're looking to continue to make that better, and we know the enrollment's just going to continue going up. So having a permanent solution there is is the best case scenario. Next, I want to share these pictures with you. We've been talking about the playground upgrades at Palmetto Elementary School. This is the ADA playground that's right there at the front of the school for those preschool students, and just they're loving it and they're having a blast. And I wanted to show these pictures to you just so you could see them having a good time out there. And then we talked a little bit about this, and Cindy covered this with the 8% money we discussed. We've got the HVAC needs that we're already working on those classroom units. The gym at Powdersville High, it's 16, 17 years old. It's hard to believe it's already time for that. And then roofing needs that will start this fall at Spearman and Powdersville Elementary. And then there's some parts of concrete Hunt Meadows that will be taken care of. And then one more activity bus like we discussed that we'll need. So that is all we have for that this month, Ms. Upton.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Okay, our next item is consideration to go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Ellison, do I have a second?
A second.
Ms. Burgess? All those in favor, please show it by the uplifted hand. That is unanimous. Okay. This will not take long, I hope.
This is nice, this fall
Oh,
and
I
spring
think so
time.
too.
Yes.
Thank y'all for
Yes,
doing that.
I don't know if you want to put that on social media, that's pretty cool.
Sorry.
I don't think I have to tell you who made that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to report there's no action taken during executive session. Our next item is personnel.
Ms. Upton, we do not have any personnel, but I did want to put before you, but I still wanted to leave this on the agenda because Ms. Brady and I wanted to share something that we did at Adult Ed last week that we're going to start doing with Ms. Cole. So, Ms. Brady?
Okay, we don't have any hirings for this year, but we do have, for this month, but we do have a really exciting thing that we're doing. For our new custodians, and we hope to transfer this to teaching assistants as well, our Adult Ed Center is setting aside a dedicated time where they can come and do all their onboarding processes, and they get the assistance that they need, and with the computer and everything, they have access to the computer, and they get all the help that they need to make the employment onboarding process smoother so that they're ready to go to work with Mr. Presley. And he's been a part of this as well. So we are very excited about this. We had our first one, I think about a week or so ago, and it was very, very successful. So it's a wonderful thing because not only does it help our new employees, the new folks coming in, but it also supports our Adult Ed Center as well. And they just do a great job, the Adult Ed program, Ms. Cole and her staff. So we wanted to share that with you. It's been a very positive thing.
Speaking of personnel, our superintendent is speaking at the Easley Chamber coming up in October, right?
I am.
I went to that the first time you were like 2 days old on the job.
Yep.
I'm going to come watch you, so. I mean, Ellen's going to be there, right? And Dr. Murr. So share some of that data, please.
Don't worry.
I'm not competitive at all.
I understand. Me either.
We hear you. Thank you for mentioning it. Okay, no personnel. Next item is to adjourn. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Ellison, do I have a second?
I second.
Ms. Burgess, all those in favor, please stand and thank you.